Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Let's go start now. WWE Smackdown General Manager Nick Aldis may soon be forced to take strict action. A 32-year-old superstar from the Bloodline recently interfered in a match. Furthermore, after the GM personally spoke to him, Solo Sikoa attempted to level allegations against Aldis. Therefore, there is a possibility that he could be banned from the upcoming Backlash Premium Live event. Blood Knight and Damian Priest kicked off this week's episode of Smackdown with a singles match. Both superstars heavily punished each other but refused to be pinned, while the WWE Universe showered the two wrestlers with "This is awesome" chants. Their match concluded with a disqualification victory for Priest due to Solo Sikoa's interference. Sikoa, however, was ganged up on by the Punisher and the Megastar. But before he could sustain any real damage, Fatu came to his rescue. Putting out the exhausted babyfaces, Fatu and Sikoa stood tall. Later in the show, Nick Aldis spoke to the heel superstars in a backstage segment. He said that this was the second disqualification caused by them in 2 consecutive weeks. As a result, Fatu would now go on to defend the U.S. title at Backlash in a triple threat against Knight and Priest. However, Solo pointed out that Drew McIntyre was the original #1 contender. Hearing this, Aldis added the Scottish Warrior to the match as well, turning it into a fatal 4-way. Sikoa alleged that the GM was screwing Fatu over. However, Aldis claimed that Solo's mouth was the real culprit behind everything. Given his tendency, Solo Sikoa may not sit quietly and try to retaliate. Moreover, he might also try to help the Samoan werewolf, believing that he put his teammate in a difficult situation. To prevent this from occurring, the SmackDown general manager could ban the 32-year-old star from WWE Backlash 2025. While this is a strong possibility, all of this is speculation for now. Fatu could leave the Bloodline on the upcoming episode of WWE Smackdown. While the new Bloodline acted unitedly on this week's episode of WWE Smackdown, the bonds between Fatu and Solo Sikoa aren't very strong right now. The heel crew's leader created problems for his teammate ahead of WrestleMania 41 due to unnecessary interference. This not only cost Fatu a title match, but it also forced him to somehow create a chance to go to WrestleMania 41 to challenge LA Knight for the U.S. Championship. The Samoan werewolf handled himself perfectly at WWE's biggest premium live event, but Solo Sikoa has now created a new challenge for him. As a result, Fatu will have to enter his very first title defense match against 3 top superstars of the blue brand. Furthermore, he can lose the title without even being pinned in the no disqualification match. Thus, there is a chance that the Samoan werewolf could leave the faction due to mounting frustration. While the Stamford-based promotion has dropped several hints indicating an eventual split, this remains speculative for now. It will be interesting to see if Fatu would leave Street Lewis with his U.S. title on May 10. Ankit Singh is a WWE features writer at Sportskeeda Wrestling. His educational background in psychology helps him gain insight into several storyline twists in pro wrestling. Ankit has been a fan of the industry since childhood. The on-screen action gives him an adrenaline rush and led him to pursue a career in content writing. He has nearly 3 years of experience in the industry, working for organizations like Essentially Sports and NB Media as a news writer, editor, and scriptwriter. Ankit started following pro wrestling in high school. At the time, Edge, Aka Cope, was making waves as part of his world heavyweight title feud with Alberto Del Rio. He grew up watching modern-day greats such as Sheamus, Randy Orton, and John Cena. The Shield was the top faction in WWE in 2012-13, and its breakup storyline made Ankit a lifelong fan of the sport. Orton and Seth Rollins are Ankit's favorite wrestlers in the men's division. He admires the Viper's character work, in-ring skills, and longevity. Meanwhile, he looks up to the Visionary because the latter is a complete wrestler, in his opinion. Ankit likes Liv Morgan's heel gimmick and promo skills in the women's division. He was also fond of AJ Lee's presentation and microphone skills in the PG era. Fatu's recent actions. Fatu, known as the Samoan Werewolf, has been involved in several controversial incidents on Smackdown. Notably, he attacked a WWE official during a backstage segment and ignored Aldis's authority during an altercation with Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. These actions have led to discussions about possible disciplinary measures, including fines or suspension. Aldis's stance on discipline. Nick Aldis has demonstrated a commitment to maintaining order on SmackDown. He previously fined Jey Uso $10,000 for an unauthorized appearance and has taken action against other superstars for violations. Aldis's approach suggests that he may consider similar or more severe penalties for Fatu's recent behavior. Implications for Backlash 2025. Jacob Fatu is scheduled to defend the United States Championship in a fatal four-way match at Backlash, facing LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. Given the significance of this match, Aldis may be hesitant to remove Fatu from the event. However, imposing a fine or issuing a warning could serve as a compromise, allowing the match to proceed while addressing Fatu's conduct. The chaos on SmackDown. Jacob Fatu's breaking point. In the most recent episode of SmackDown, Jacob Fatu didn't just cross the line, he bulldozed it. In a segment meant to be a promo face-off between the Bloodline and their Backlash opponents, tensions boiled over. Fatu, already known for his aggressive, no-holds-barred style, laid out a WWE official who attempted to de-escalate a brewing confrontation. Cameras caught Aldis storming to the scene moments later, visibly livid, shouting at Fatu to leave the arena immediately. This wasn't Fatu's first offense either. Over the past several weeks, he's violently interrupted matches, disregarded orders from the GM, and inflicted unnecessary punishment on opponents. These patterns of behavior could be seen not as kayfabe enhancement, but as legitimate disruptions of WWE's on-screen authority, raising eyebrows among viewers and executives alike. The stakes at Backlash, too big to ignore? Jacob Fatu is currently scheduled to compete at WWE Backlash 2025 in a fatal four-way match for the United States Championship. His opponents, LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre, are all major players on SmackDown and Raw. The match is being billed as a show stealer, and it's expected to be a turning point in the reshuffling of titles after WrestleMania. Removing Fatu from the card could drastically impact the prestige of the match. It could also force WWE to scramble for a replacement storyline. Never ideal this close to a premium live event. From a business perspective, WWE rarely makes such drastic changes unless absolutely necessary. But Aldis could compromise. Rather than banning Fatu outright, he may impose a heavy fine, issue a last warning, or even assign a ringside enforcer to ensure Fatu stays in check during the Backlash match. These measures would preserve the card while sending a clear message about consequences. Backstage talk and fan reaction. According to multiple backstage sources, WWE management is reportedly pleased with how Fatu has been received by the WWE Universe. His look, charisma, and intensity have impressed both creative and fans. However, they also understand that his character needs to be carefully balanced so as not to overshadow storyline coherence. Some fans believe Aldis banning Fatu, if even temporarily, could add a compelling new wrinkle to the Bloodline saga. After all, Solo Sikoa is currently asserting himself as the tribal chief in Roman Reigns' absence, and removing a key ally from the event might set up internal dissension within the faction. Could this be a story beat leading to the Bloodline collapsing from within? Others feel that such a move could alienate newer fans who are just getting invested in Fatu's dominance. WWE needs to walk the line between realism and storytelling, and Aldis's decision could set the tone for how SmackDown is governed going forward. Possible outcomes and scenarios. Let's explore a few realistic options Aldis could pursue. Fatu is banned from Backlash. A shocking but possible move that could lead to Fatu seeking revenge post-Backlash, reigniting tension with Aldis and fueling his character's rebellious edge. Fatu is fined or suspended post-Backlash. Aldis allows him to compete but levies consequences the following week, perhaps as part of a new storyline arc involving the GM and the Bloodline. Fatu competes under strict conditions. Aldis assigns a ringside official, or perhaps even a returning WWE legend, to keep Fatu in line during the match, preventing outside interference or after-match chaos. No action is taken, less likely given Aldis' established style, but this could be used to show Aldis is under pressure or being manipulated by the Bloodline's influence behind the scenes. Nick Aldis stands at a crossroads as WWE Backlash 2025 approaches. Jacob Fatu's latest outburst is not something that can be brushed aside without consequence. Whether through a ban, fine, or stern warning, the Smackdown GM must reinforce his authority to maintain order on the brand.